Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Crypto Editor UK. My name is Michael, and as always, we bring the very latest in price, hype, and speculation in the wonderful world of crypto assets. Now, in today's episode, we'll be looking at the Bitcoin price and the volatile price action we had over the bank holiday weekend. We'll be looking at the Bitcoin price historically and its price performance in Q2. And finally, we'll be looking at China and its introduction of its new digital currency. Now, if that sounds interesting to you, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And without any further ado, let's jump straight in right after this. All right, and now let's jump straight into CoinMarketCap and the Bitcoin price. As you can see at the time of recording, which is just after 8 a.m. on the 11th of May, the price of Bitcoin is at $8,694 US. This comes after a hectic bank holiday weekend over here in the UK. We've seen prices take a massive dump to the downside, almost 15%. And we'll take a look at this article here from Decrypt. Flash crash whales sink price of Bitcoin. Coinbase suffered a brief outage even when crypto prices plummeted. The pre-halving silly season is upon us. And as we all know now, the halving is only one day away, guys. In all honesty, I think we've had our halving action, that price drop from almost 10,000 US dollars all the way down to, I think at one point it was 8,100 US dollars, signifies our action for the halving. So take that into consideration, I believe. So in brief, this article continues. The price of Bitcoin fell 15% in minutes starting at 5 p.m. Whales were blamed as usual, and they say to expect more of the same as we head to the halving next week. So this article's 2 days ago. We're one day away from the halving. They're suggesting that the price may still go up and down. Bitcoin and just about everything else crashed 15% during only a 7-minute period when a whale or whales unloaded their BTC. So here, I remember waking up at 6 a.m, checking CoinMarketCap and seeing blood everywhere. The top 10 was bleeding out. And as we can see here, the article does continue. Bitcoin jumped from 9,561 US dollars to 8,570 in just under 30 minutes before perking up to 8,770, where it appeared to level off as of this writing. Now, I'm a believer that the halving event has caused so much hype and frenzy that we hadn't taken into account other issues such as BAT, which is happening on the 12th, I think, or the 12th or 13th, so a day or two from now. There are other conditions to fulfill other than just the halving. Now, the price that's happened with the halving, I've taken that in consideration, and I'd actually made comments. And here, as you can see, there are 2 comments I'd posted of my opinions on other people's posts here. So I commented, "Hi guys, last couple of days have been really exciting," and this was when the price was about 10,000 US dollars. "I've identified a pattern using the price of stablecoins to predict price change. I think that the halving has now been factored in and we may see 10k by the end of the weekend. However, there is one thing everyone is not talking about, and that is BAT. It's one day after the halving, so the price will take a leg down." And I think what's happened is the halving, as well as the miners taking profits or taking liquidity out at this point, I think that's been a factor in the reason why the price has gone down. And additionally, I did put out another tweet I put down here. I was replying to a comment. "You are right. If it doesn't go above 10k, which it won't this weekend, I actually put down it won't this weekend, and it didn't. Then we'll take another leg down. With another thing everybody's missed is BAT. We will take a breather until mid-May. This is my prediction. We will take a breather until mid-May. From here, then off to the races again. Now, the reason why I've put down we'll take a breather is I was looking at the charts historically, and we do know, just turning to an article from CoinDesk here, that Bitcoin's quarterly performance usually sees a spike or an increase of price in quarter two. So quarter two is the months of April, May and June. So if you're looking historically from 2012, you can see in quarter two will always seem to have more of a rally in the Bitcoin price, and this was obviously a key factor in the rally that saw the 2017 highs here. You can see in 2017 and in 2019 there was a big quarter two rally as well, and that brought the price up to the high for the year, which was 14,000. Now this year we can see that we opened up in negative. However, from end of March till May, until recording now, we have seen the price of Bitcoin, I'd say, more than double. So here I've turned to an article from Forbes. Since hitting roughly 4,000 on March the 13th, 4,000 US dollars, Bitcoin's price has more than doubled, which again backs up the quarterly performance yield. So you can see that we've had really positive months with Bitcoin in April and May so far, which has seen the price double since March. And I will suggest from this point where we do take a breather, as per my comments I've put down here, I think the price will consolidate for the next week or so. However, this is a perfect, I would say, buying opportunity, because I don't believe that we may not see prices at sub 10k, sub 9k for a very long period. So it may well be a time to buy the dips, as they say. And I think now, in the short term at least, that if we buy this short-term dip, we will see a reversal in the price. So we're, at the time of recording, 11th of May, buying the dip until the end of this week perhaps, and we should then see a reversal in price to the upside, and that should be maintained all the way through to mid-June. In the long run and in the long term for Bitcoin, I'm still very bullish on the fact that I do believe that we've entered a new bull run cycle. The fact that we broke the 873-day downtrend here, even though we've dipped below, I think this is just a breather, that we've dipped below the price. And what I do believe is that we've entered a new Bitcoin cycle, the bull run cycle. And that being said, the outlook in the long term looks very promising. And like I say, I do believe that in the short term, if you do want to buy the dip now, you may realize some profits if you do a short-term trade from now until mid-June, where I think the price will pick back up and we may see the 10,000 region being broken once again and going into the 11 or $12,000 region. However, for the rest of the year, in the long term, I'd expect the price to be consolidated in and around that sort of price. However, with Bitcoin and with crypto, you never know, anything is possible. So finally, what I wanted to do, I wanted to turn your attention, whilst all this Bitcoin hype, all the bull run, all the price prediction has been going on, there has been work going on behind the scenes, and China has taken a massive step in the mainstream adoption of digital currencies and has launched their own digital currency that will be backed by their currency, which is the yuan. So without any further ado, what I'd like to do is take you to that clip, and that will be the end of our short Bitcoin price update, and give you something to think about. Whilst we're all being distracted by talk of the halving, mainstream adopters are pushing for digital currency, and we have evidence of this now. So enjoy.
And in other news, China is introducing a new digital currency backed by its central bank. It's said to make payment easier and faster, but an analyst warns it could be used to tighten the regime's control of the Chinese people. NTD's Catherine Wen has the details.
China is testing a new digital currency with a pilot program. It's set to be the first digital currency used by a major economy. After years of development, the program began last month in 4 Chinese cities. Starting in May, some government workers will receive part of their paychecks in the digital currency. To use it, they need to install an app. The currency's value is pegged to the yuan. Unlike other cryptocurrencies, the digital yuan is issued and backed by the Chinese central bank. It's not decentralized and won't provide the same anonymity as other cryptocurrencies do.
It's not an independent currency itself. It's just the digital version of the Chinese renminbi. In fact, there's always a central authority in this digital renminbi system. That's the Chinese Communist regime.
According to a professor from the University of Pennsylvania Wharton School, the new digital currency aims to replace Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies with a system controlled by government authorities. Tang says due to its centralized structure, it would give the authorities more control over the everyday lives of Chinese people.
The government can directly control each person's wallet and decide how you can spend your own money. For example, let's say the government paid you a salary of 3,000 yuan. If needed, it can impose a restriction on your money, making it so you can only spend 1,000 yuan on rice.
He added the system could also be used to suppress dissidents, restrict their access to necessities, or in extreme cases, seize personal property. Officials say the digital yuan will make paying easier and faster for the Chinese people. But Tang says the Chinese regime is testing how much control it can exert over individual financial activity. He says the regime also has another motive.
The Chinese Communist regime has a goal and a plan. Once this technology matures, the regime can use the system to replace the US dollar. It is trying to compete for dominance with the US in the global financial system.
The former governor of China's central bank said last year that the digital currency would eventually be integrated into China's Belt and Road Initiative. China has been pushing to make the yuan international, but the US dollar still makes up about 60% of foreign exchange reserves worldwide. In contrast, the Chinese yuan only makes up about 2%. Reporting by Catherine Wen, NTD News.